Well, hey guys, what's going on? It's Steph here. I hope you've been well, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of been the month from hell. Hence me not putting out a video. Really sorry about that. Thank you so much for sticking with me though, and coming back to watch me right now. So when I say it's been the month from hell, it's mostly due to family emergencies, none of which I'm about to share on this channel, but in regards to metal detecting, it has been one thing after another as well. One time, Nick and I went to a site and my machine was dead on arrival for no reason. A couple of times I've gone to my townland sites and they're mowing. In case you haven't heard, we've been experiencing a heat wave of outrageous degrees. And then even just yesterday, I was in the woods, again, actually this was a state forest, and what should happen but a FedEx driver pulls over to exactly where I'm metal detecting and proceeds to eat a sandwich and watch me. So yeah, I left. Anyway, all of that aside, I am back. And thankfully, I do have a very good backlog of footage. Now, due to the heat wave, it's not exactly where I want it to be, but because we're going to be seeing cooler temperatures very soon, not to mention that the corn will be harvested, I should be able to keep the weekly videos coming. Fingers crossed on that one. So in this week's metal detecting adventure, we hit up a cornfield that we have never detected before, and we're handsomely rewarded with some great relics, silver, old coins, the works. Not to mention, by the end of this video, you'll understand that we wandered onto a Native American fur trading post, or at least a site with Native American artifacts from the 1600s. Now, this video was a little tough to edit. We'll just say that Patrick and I were not on our A game, but nevertheless, I am excited to share this day with you, even if I did make sorta a huge mistake by the end of the video. And that's enough small talk. Two things before we get started. If you enjoy what you're about to watch, please don't forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It helps me to stay encouraged to put these videos out for you, helps the channel grow, and it means a lot to me. Second order of business, did anyone see that a new metal detector just came out? And it's a Minelab, hell yeah! And we are taking pre-orders at the Digger's Den for the Minelab Manticore. We don't have an ETA on the release date yet, but I would have to guess it's probably gonna be this holiday season, which is super exciting. If you want to get on that list, make sure you send me an email at stefdigs@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Facebook as well, even Instagram. I've been a little bit better about checking my PMs there. Not great, but better. So get in touch with me ASAP. Our list is getting pretty long. And without further ado, let's hop in. Checking in with Patrick. What's your
Indian?
I'm gonna keep that in the video. What the hell did you do with it?
Oh, wow.
Did you put it in your pocket?
No, I put it right there.
You got it? Oh.
That's it, yeah.
All right, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see what you got. Oh, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, not at all for a farm field. Would you say 1898?
Yeah, maybe you have some hope of finding a non-toasted copper.
Yeah, really. I mean, if it came out like this, I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah.
That's nice. And then you got a button earlier.
Yeah, plain and
then some cap to something. We don't really know what it is. I've found one of those before. Old field as well. All right, good start. Got a 15 on the Equinox. Not very deep. Thought it was trash, so that's why I didn't take you into the hole with me. But I think it's actually a tacoed button. Looks like there's a design along the edge there, maybe? Maybe that's what I'm seeing. Let's take a look together. At least try. I'll probably brush it off and come back too. Yeah, it's pretty caked down there. I'll be right back. So you can kind of see a pattern on there. It's a little ring all the way around it. And sometimes for fun, actually, oh, it's more ornate than that. It's more like a flower pattern. That's really cool. I may actually, some of you will think I'm crazy, I might try to anneal this and open it up. Because why not? It's a pretty toasty button, so I don't have too much to lose and it'll be fun. And how I do that is I would take some pliers and hot boiling water plus a bowl of ice water. And I would have this, running under the super hot water. And then dump it into the bowl of cold ice water and slowly pry it open just a little bit at a time. Might take a long time, but that would be pretty cool if I can do that. I've done it with a dandy button before, so fairly confident. And that one was rolled all the way up, so very cool. Well, overall, not really finding a lot. Did find some junk that I'm picking up as I see it on the surface and as I beep it. This sounds pretty good though. Good 2021. It sounds a little big though, but hard to say. So hopefully it's something good. All right, so two things. One, yes, it's an artifact. Two, I'm sorry about all that mechanical noise. They are throwing poo-poo in the fields next to me. It doesn't look like they're going to use this one this year, but in any case, so that's what all that business is about. So it's not a coin, but I picked up the clump real quick, and I think I do know what it is, which is something I do collect. Some of you throw it out, though. I have got an ox knob. Let me get all the dirt off. Let's see how old this is. Looks like a rather old one, because usually the ones that are from like the late 1800s, early 1900s have this like octagonal shape to them, and they look like lug nuts. This one appears to be quite a bit older than that. Could be colonial even. And if you do not know, these were screwed on to the end of oxen horns, and the tip of the horn was shaved off so that they didn't puncture anyone or anything. Really integral parts of colonial life. They are pretty much the power horses, if you will, of building all of our stone walls in the colonies, and probably underappreciated historically, but I like collecting these. I think this is number 23 or 24 for me. I don't know. I don't find them a ton, but I usually get a few a year at least, so cool. I will definitely take it, and having signals like that in this field is a very good sign, so we'll see what happens. Well, Patrick came over to show me something really cool. I already looked at it. And look at that. That is half of a buckyball or buckshot mold. You can see right there, there's kind of a slit. This would have been the top. This would have been one side of it. And in that little slit, you would just pour a bunch of lead. Slit. There's no way to doctor up that piece of footage. I'm really upset about that. Now, for a little insight here, I had tried to film that like 3 times, but every single time I filmed, we got the giggles again. And since it was a slow day, I was beginning to think we weren't even gonna make a video out of it. So I'm sorry about that. That footage is embarrassing. It shows that we're like 5 years old on the inside, I guess. But that find was just too darn cool to not include in this video. So let's take a closer look at it. Patrick's mold was made for really small pistol rounds or buckshots. I'm leaning buckshots because the reason that you would have 3 to 1 mold is because when you fired your musket, you wouldn't just put a musket ball down there, you would also include 3 buckshots for maximum damage potential. Might be a little known fact to people who do not metal detect in the Northeast or have the opportunity to find stuff that's this old. I have always wanted to find either a buckshot or musket ball mold, so that thing was just incredible, and I can't wait until they harvest the corn because I'm really hoping that I can find the other half of the mold. Oh, and by the way, after that fit of giggles, I began to realize very quickly that this day was going to be worth documenting. Let's move on. Oh my god, you guys. I really should have filmed this signal. It was perfectly clean and everything, but I was too busy calling this guy over and just got excited. I'm really sorry I didn't film the signal. It's like a 31, 32, bouncing all the way down to 29. And we've got something silver down there. Dude, Patrick, I don't know what that is.
There's words right there. Right in that one little gap.
What is it? Is it just... Oh, it's just a Washington quarter.
No.
No, hey, it's still silver.
That's
1942. That's such a beautiful signal. And I don't know if we have a mint mark. I don't think so. Or then the front or the back. I can't even think straight right now.
On the back, under the eagle.
That gave me a heart attack. But
Holy
hey.
smokes.
Good find. And I'm walking over to Patrick now because right before I got that silver quarter signal and, you know, subsequent silver quarter, he said he had a copper over here. You thinking?
Yeah, right down in that hole there.
All right. Yeah, I think so. It looks solid. Looks solid. I'm just assuming you're letting me grab it.
Of course.
Because you usually do. I see a bust facing right, I think. I think it's another Woods Hibernia. They don't usually beat that low, though. But just the profile of the head and the bottom of the bust there. I don't know. The right size, definitely. But we'll come back for sure. I don't think it's going to be in terrible shape. Well, we got an interesting surprise. You're going to have to use your imagination until I throw a cleaned up version on the screen, or non-dug version rather. But we believe this is actually a French coin. I just noticed there's a crown right here. There's his nose, bottom of the bust, some text over here. So I'm definitely thinking it's a French colonial coin. Kind of looks like there's a fleur-de-lis right there too. I'm sure by now I do have a non-dug version on the screen, so we know exactly what it is. But that's really cool. It's very unique.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm kind of shocked by that. That's
I know.
strange.
I was shocked by my Washington quarter.
Yeah,
you know.
so was I, especially when I'm like, I think it's a $50. Like,
Yeah, no.
sorry to get your hopes up.
I wish, and all I saw was like the top of his head rounded off, and like, in line with the edge. So I was like, oh my God, maybe it's a pine tree shilling, thinking it was like a ring and not the top of his head. It's awful. Anyway, but very cool coin. Congrats.
Thank you.
So I just worked my way down to a nickel, pulling it out of the hole or to the side of the hole here, and I figured we would find out what it was together. Hopefully an old one. And let's see. It looks like, it's going to be a buffalo nickel. Awesome. I wonder if there's a date. I really hope there is, but tough coins sometimes. Let me brush that off. And there it is, all brushed off. I can't quite get a date there, but I will rub some steel wool on this when I get home and see if it'll bring out some details, because sometimes that really does work. And the reverse, there's that proud bison. He's seen better days, but cool coin. I like it. All right, what have you got here?
Well, King George II.
Yeah, we mis-ID'd this earlier, big time. Wow, amazing what a little nose grease will do to bring out the profile. That's an early head, so that's 1729 to 1739. Nice early coin. Can make out Britannia on the back pretty well. That is not bad for a farm field.
No, not bad
given
at all.
the quality we usually find. So
Seriously.
very good. Well, sorry I'm not down at the plug with you, but I wasn't expecting this to be anything good. It came up like a 12 or 13. I just feel there's a lot of can slaw in it. Little pop tops and stuff. Oh, where's this showing up? I saw like a flash of a gold color. Yeah, there. So I figured we would take a look at this together. Some odd shape to it. Huh. Let's pop the other side. Very interesting. It looks like part of a wing. It's like brass with gilding on it. Huh. Let me spray that off. Okay, I sprayed it off. As you can see, it's gold plated. It's ornate on this side. And I feel like this is the back because, let me see if I've got this oriented right. Of course I don't. Of course I don't. You can see an L right above my thumb there. So I'm almost wondering if this was maybe it was a massive button that just said gilt on there or something. Or a pin. I have no idea. It's cool though. All right, I think I just found something pretty cool and really deep. It's about 10 inches down there, about a 17, 18 on the Equinox. Flung it out over here, started looking at it, and I think I know what I have. I know this looks like garbage, but I believe this is 17th century kettle brass. So if you don't know, or you don't watch my channel a lot, basically, the earliest settlers from Europe came over, traded their brass and copper kettles to the Native Americans for beaver pelts and furs and other stuff. And the natives made points and jewelry and stuff out of that material. So I think that is a discarded piece of a kettle. You can see where they were cutting out points. That is very cool. 90% sure that's what that is. So we're nearing the end of the video, and the only Native American trade artifact that you have seen is that big chunk of cut up kettle brass that I found. And, well, I kind of made a mistake at the very end of the day. Patrick and I had kind of separated in the field, and we were just kind of doing a check-in with each other about what we found, and sometimes that will dictate what I choose to film. If he's found a couple of buttons or something, I'll say, hey, let's film a check-in with you, and we'll discuss what you found. Well, he found something that I had suspicions about, but not enough for me to pull out the camera. laziness. Call it what it is, Stef. It was laziness. I made a huge mistake in not filming this piece because so far it is one of the best, unassuming looking pieces that we have found out at this site. I am really upset that when Patrick pulled this find out of his pouch, I did not film it. Now, it doesn't look like a whole lot, and part of me thought, well, you know, maybe it's some kind of kettle lug reinforcement. I don't know what made me think that, but again, didn't think it was worth filming. And slowly in the days to come, it would really start to bug me. We started to discuss this more at length, and I said, you know what, Pat, throw this in the furred trade relics group. They have some awesome experts in there. This is a really niche area of study, but you will get a solid answer as to what that piece is. And almost immediately after posting this, a gentleman named Bill Burns chimed in and said, that is a Native American kettle brass pendant. It's a flippin' pendant. Now, with Bill's permission, I am going to post a photo on the screen right now of his own pendant recoveries. And I've got to say, those look almost exactly like Patrick's find. So with Patrick's incredible find of a kettle brass pendant, putting that together with my kettle brass scraps, a quartz point that we'd found out there, or I found out there rather, a kettle point that I had found there, enough was adding up to tell us we were on a trade site, or at least at a place where Native Americans lived in the 1600s and back. It makes sense too, because there's an old riverbed that flows straight through the fields and it's been completely dried up, but you can tell that at one time it was probably a massive water source and would have made total sense for Native Americans to have lived there. And I'll tell you one thing, it's about to get interesting. Because at this point we are on the outskirts of this site, but soon we're gonna be right in the center of it. So I know that's one hell of a teaser, but that's it for this week. Good news though, the next several videos will take place at this site, and not too far down the pipeline, I make one of the best finds of my metal detecting career, and yes, it's a trade relic. Well, that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure that you get out there, save what you can, do what you love, and stay hydrated, and we will see you next week.